Recent developments in Lil Durk's case have provided information on his release date. Reading is necessary to understand when. Durk's father stated that he will be released on bond, cause this was his third try. His attorneys made an offer that the judge could not refuse.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Oddly, the prosecutors would contend that Durk's lyrics should not be used as evidence in the courtroom. It states, during Lil Durk's court session today, the prosecutors read the evidence aloud in front of the judge and informed him that they are voluntarily dismissing it against Durk. How will it affect the rest of his bail hearing? I'm curious. The lyrics are as follows. Informed me that they had an ATTI, so they went there and watched the news. They showed Quando and your son both screaming no.
The search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Although Lil Durk achieved a big victory by throwing out the evidence, the way they handled it was highly dishonest because he is trying to get out of jail on bond. Durk's counsel, however, hailed it, claiming that the prosecution's destruction of their own evidence is jeopardizing the case.
Another allegation they backed away from, which is huge. It shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
As he stated, the prosecution's case is becoming weaker because they can no longer use Durk's lyrics, prompting Drew to term the claims a farce. They only have lyric-based evidence against Lil Durk. They are no longer utilizing.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Act. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
When the judge ultimately decided on Durk's bail a few days later, it was discovered that the authorities had told Lil Durk that, in order to be granted a bond, he would have to go bankrupt and forfeit all of his assets. They are concerned that he would use his wealth to pay witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is, under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
This prompted a widely circulated tweet that read, "You have no idea of the case if you believe Durk was denied bond because he is wealthy." To catch Durk's Attention, they hide the fact that Dee Dee's brother snitched on all of F attorneys were taken by surprise, given that they recently obtained a trove of new evidence from Dee Dee's brother. This would explain why the prosecutors discarded all of their evidence against Durk. I found every piece of proof. It reads, the new Ted body camera film of him appealing. To snitch against Durk and F members has now altered the case. Durk's attorney's lengthy submission of papers supporting their bond proposal raised the question of what Lil Ted told the federal government. Ted is Durk's main hitter and is regarded as DDD's younger brother. Ted was apprehended by cops at a local convenience store after being discovered with a gun in his trousers pocket.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
At this same time, young Ted began sobbing violently in the back of the police cruiser. He'd informed the policeman, quote, I swear I'll tell you all about the passings before they even got to the station. He hoped to avoid jail, but it was too late.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
Ted is pictured sobbing violently as he is carried into the waiting cell. All he wants is to come clean about the gang members he knows have committed crimes so that he can return.
Hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. Come on, I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
His older sibling is named White. When court documents indicated that someone had snitched under their family name, everyone suspected it was D. He would be the one to snitch on everyone else because he is Lil, Durk's main man, and will most certainly spend a lot of time in prison. Bizu had to go live on Instagram to calm everyone down because things were getting out of hand.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all that threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
The issue spiraled out of control, with reports circulating that Vonnie had rejected King Von's relative Lil Durk. When you see everything Flago posts, you almost have to say.
When you see Flago post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant Oti and Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
There's much more to this. To have a chance of winning, the feds believe that if Durk is released, he will place bets on his operations and others related to the case. He looks to have already done so, though Glees, Lil Durk's day one friend, was reported to have died in Chicago Friday night. As a result, the tweet "Has anyone heard from Jam after he snitched on Durk?" quickly went viral. He has been gone for months, but other gang members have also left. since James was first revealed as a snitch on DJ Vlad's show.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in a
everyone in a
jam.
jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
James was just discovered by F members hiding out in a crib outside of Atlanta. The press claimed after the story went viral. According to sources, James was penalized for spying on Lil Durk since he hasn't been seen since. And there was a picture of a crime scene outside the house where he was staying. Durk found out that James was wired up during this Instagram live. James was seen playing with the wire, whispering into it, and clutching the top of his jacket.
Give me the check on your man. I heard you got hit his head. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I don't have a dare. Architect. Having a who? Don't having a dare. School's trying to stop time.
Durk had been aware of Jam's unusual behavior for months before. He was arrested. Durk was fascinated with 3D chess the entire time. He had little doubt Jam would cooperate.
From a mile away.
I don't think people realize that.
I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your is gonna cooperate.
But let me tell you something. The story gets considerably stranger from here. Durk went on to say later in the interview that he no longer tells anyone, including his friends, where he lives. His anguish upon hearing Jam snitched is palpable.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
Promise. Like it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids. Cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the
you gotta watch everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like that's how I play. Like I don't play.
Durk just gifted Jam, the same man, $50,000 during an Instagram live. However, I want you to concentrate on the people in the video's background. It's critical for what happened after.
What's his name, bro? Steady crying, huh?
He steady crying. Feed him. Feed him.
Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk so baby mama get the tripping, bro.
See that?
Feed
For my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. No sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do it. Whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof
Bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did it off?
And the year I did it now?
Yeah. That's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
The federal authorities are currently investigating the people in the Instagram Live's background. King Von was seen shopping for jewelry with the same men, demonstrating their close friendship. And the feds assume that the Lopab strike was planned during this.
Solitary
stone.
We just looked at him, man.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. That's good.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money maker stepped in.
Jam unexpectedly disappeared from the F Circle for nearly a month after Lil Ted died. As a result, one day Lil Durk went on Instagram Live and simply began giggling after being told to slide.
You can't see us, what? What? Tweak on the folks. Hey, somebody always said slap car. Somebody always said slap car.
Durk has a chance of being released from prison despite the evidence against him. In actuality, it represents the date of his liberation. Academics would question Drew about Lil Durk's willingness to negotiate a plea bargain. No, Drew answers, we're going all the way. And for one special,
likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
So 12 people will hear this case. Durk's attorneys have used it as leverage to win the lawsuit outright, stating that everything Durk does in his music and on the internet is an expression of his First Amendment rights.
First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is...
Because your narrative appeals to Lil Durk, online attorneys even anticipate that, like Young Thug, he will eventually be released from prison.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, and it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
Since the date of his release would be revealed. A lawyer investigated and found out the truth. As a result, if you want Lil Durk released from prison, please.
It all depends on the hunger of the U.S. attorney and the AUSA that's involved. And if they want this individual badly enough, they'll make very attractive deals for these individuals. What does a very attractive deal look like? I think they go for the lowest hanging fruit. Whoever, didn't actually kill the guy, maybe someone that was involved that didn't actually, or someone that, but it didn't hit, they're going to have forensics. Yeah. So they'll take whoever is the least culpable, and I think that they'll approach him and make a deal with him, that'll be the most attractive. And if that guy doesn't make a deal, they'll move on to the next guy. So usually that's what happens, right? You go for the lowest hanging fruit first, the guy that you think will flip, the guy that didn't really have that much involvement. And I think what also is interesting with the indictment is it wasn't just money. They're like, oh, it could have been money or it could have been career advancement.